You're looking very sweet. Everything
Thank
is
you.
looking very perky. Very
Is it
juicy,
perky?
very good. How did your husband manage when you're leaving the house, girl?
It was a hassle to get out, but it's okay. We made it out. How are you, my
I love
lovely?
my bro Kelv. Brother
Listen.
Kelv, this is a shout out to you. Because you are doing a good job.
This
Okay.
guy, this man. Yeah. How are you there, my sister?
I
You look
am
so
good.
beautiful.
Thank you. I'm trying small. You know, getting into my flow as a mommy. But yeah, I'm good. Weather's looking great.
Yeah.
So
You seem so much more empowered
yes,
these days.
Yeah, I do feel like it.
Yeah.
I feel like motherhood or even womanhood. I saw Sinead do a post recently
Yeah.
about stages of motherhood, and I was like, she captured it so well because
Yeah.
I think sometimes we say motherhood and it's like so an isolated stage of your life, but I think definitely like as a woman you go through like phases of like life-changing stuff, but I'm always like someone that's like, I can't look like what I'm going through.
Yeah.
And I just feel like my enemies cannot win. Like,
Never.
I can't look like what I'm going
Never.
through, but I definitely feel like when Naz came out, definitely looked like what I was going through.
Are you joking?
Yeah. So yeah, and I think it's been like a whole thing, a whole process. And for some people, I feel like maybe they snap into themselves, like they feel more of themselves more and more, like easily. But I feel like definitely it's been a journey for me. And yeah, like now, I'm more confident, like how I dress. I'm not like, oh guys, I'm shy. I'm shy.
No.
But yeah, so I feel good. I feel good. Well, we should get into today.
Yes.
But before we get into it, we're missing our good sis.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
She's away, you know, doing like little trips and stuff like that. So yeah, where she can have a good time with the fort. So yeah, today you're here with Roslyn
And Ken. Actually sounds a bit empty.
It's not giving, but yeah, we'll try our best. We'll try our best
Damn.
because it's just us today.
Yeah.
We thought we're gonna take some opportunities to do some dilemmas, like a short and sweet one.
Yeah.
Because yeah, with our last dilemmas, we got a lot of feedback and comments. People are not feeling that
The girl.
the girl that the one that
the
was telling her.
ex.
They were telling her not to say anything.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
people were penalizing Kenny and I. They were like, you have to tell her. So yeah, I think it's good that we had episode in the room.
Yeah.
That day.
Yeah.
But yeah, we enjoyed that episode.
Yeah.
So we thought, okay, today we're gonna try and do another one. Okay, cool. Do you want to read or should I?
Yeah. Should I go for... Okay, I'll do number 1. Oh my gosh. It says, hello ladies, love your podcast. It's been a blessing to me, especially as a girly that doesn't see herself as fitting the mold on what typical Christian girl looks like. Ooh.
I like that though.
I do.
I can't lie, I subscribe to that still.
Yeah. For context, I grew up in a non-traditional background and I've got a lot of visible tattoos. I was saved around COVID times. I still feel like I've got a long way to go in my walk, but I can't help but constantly feel judged or overlooked whenever I am in Christian spaces or events. Do you think there's an aesthetic for Christian women? Will be a good discussion for the podcast.
I like this. There's so much to unpack.
It's quite big.
Yeah, this is a lot to unpack.
Quite a few things. So I'm going to address the question first. Do you think there's an aesthetic for Christian women?
No.
And I don't think we're called to all look the same anyway.
Yeah.
That's why.
We're all uniquely created and we're all beautiful in our own way. So yeah, I don't think there's an aesthetic for that for sure. I do think that there are fruits that have to be that show that we're God's children that we all have to display. But I also think that everybody is on a journey with that. So I think in the fruit in our actions and how we show up are the things that are supposed to be the commonality, or the things that should essentially be our aesthetic, like how we show up. But I also think that I'm somebody that I'm very conscious of, like, the things that I feel like God has given me the grace to be good at, and the things that I feel like God has been working on me on. It's cracking me up because I'm so always shading me that I'm one of those people that say God is working on me.
Yeah, God is working on me.
But so it looks different for everybody. Like, for instance, I'll say you're so gifted with the ability to just be very calm and gentle in every situation, and I'll say that's like definitely like a strength and a gift that God has given you. And so I think sometimes it wouldn't be fair to have that same expectation of somebody, but that's, I wouldn't say you're the standard, but they should strive for that, if that makes sense.
I hear that.
I think in terms of the aesthetic, I think maybe that's what I'll say to that.
I like that. I love that, actually, because I think sometimes we're too caught up on, like, physically what we wear, what's like the tangible things, and we link that to like being aesthetic, but actually your behavior is another side of like an aesthetic. Like, you know, for example, traditional women, we don't always just talk when we're saying that the aesthetic for a traditional woman, it may be that she is kind and she is proactive and she is this and blah 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 blah. We don't necessarily talk about her clothing per se. We wouldn't. And I think in society we're so hyper focused on like the exterior, like what it physically looks like tangible things, the items of clothing, whether you have tattoos or not tattoos. I know that's a whole discussion. Like that whole tattoo thing is a whole thing, and we'll probably delve into it in a second. But I think, like you want to push, rather than your clothing, you want to push the fruits of your spirit. Like, do I possess the godly characteristics? Like, that's key. That's your aesthetic. That's what we strive for.
Basically.
With tattoos, with piercings, with a bald head, with a long wig, a bust down 30.
Pretty sis.
We still want to be gentle, kind, loving, all those kind of things as well. So tattoos. Yeah, I think people can be judged really a lot, actually, by the amount of tattoos. And I think, though, like Roz says, and I know Abs will come to say, but God is genuinely working on people, and God will meet you where you are, right? You got saved during COVID period.
Which is what, 2021?
Yeah, about 2020, 21.
Yeah.
That's before that you had a different life. So if you had tattoos beforehand, you're going to come into Christian faith with tattoos. Like, it doesn't just disappear. It's how you think about and how you perceive your tattoos now, basically. Some people have tattoos. I have tattoos, and I had them when I was saved. But I've done the cross and another bit of a scripture or whatever. But I don't feel shame in that, because I know why I did that. And it wasn't to idolize anything or anyone. It was reminders of God's goodness. This moment, like when I did it, it's a consistent reminder for me of a certain season, and it helps me reflect. So yeah, I don't really think tattoos are a bad thing. I get that some people might have like really big ones and stuff, and it's not your typical that you would see in the church. And I guess you'd consider who you think are judging you. If it's the older generation, like, we know they have a certain perception of tattoos and stuff. Maybe don't pay as much mind to that, genuinely, because they're probably not in that era of these things are what we did. Younger generation of people, it would be good just to educate them, isn't it?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like tattoos is an interesting one, because there's a scripture that says don't mark your body and stuff like that. Yeah. And so I understand it from that context. I feel like I can never really speak on tattoos, because it's not that I don't have a conviction in it, but I don't have a strong stance in it. I understand when people say it's in the Bible, don't do it. Like, my husband has strong views about it. And because, you know what, when I was gonna get married, I always said, like, when I get married, I'm gonna have a tattoo of my husband's name on me. My husband's like,
ain't no
absolutely
way.
Not.
Ain't no way.
So absolutely not. I had a whole thing, and he has very strong views about it, in the sense of, it says in the Bible, don't mark your body, don't do so. You know, he he doesn't feel that we should do that. So I understand it, but I also feel like you can do I'm so sorry. This is so peak. Guys, first of all, I have a new Apple Watch and I don't know how to turn it on silent. I don't know how to take it off silent. How do you put it on silent?
I took the Apple Watch.
Oh my god. We're gonna leave this in so that people can know that I'm not technology babe
at all.
This
is really trying to figure out.
I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it. I've got on do not disturb, so I hope that would be the case. But yeah, I feel like for instance, like the tattoo you have, it symbolizes something, and I think it's the idea of like, you know, to what extent can you do it? So yeah, I don't really know if I'm best placed to speak on that. I do think that is absolutely not okay that someone is then judged because they had it before they were saved, or even if they have it regardless, that you're being made to feel a certain way, that you're not good enough. So I sincerely apologize for that's been your experience. I think that Christians, the whole point of the body of Christ is that we create that safe space for people, and we make the body as welcoming as possible, regardless of, you know, whether someone looks like they're doing the wrong thing, looks like they're doing the right thing. If someone's doing the wrong thing, you can even rebuke. I have a gripe with that word, but you can rebuke, but even in a loving way, or you can call it out, but in a way that is like loving and encouraging, as opposed to making someone feel like. So I definitely, that should not happen. And what I will say in regards to that is feeling like that sometimes, I think it one, you can't control the spaces that you're in to a certain extent in terms of how people react. But whenever I remember when I used to be so conscious of how people used to treat me because of the way that I dressed, I think it was also because there was a certain level of insecurity in my faith, or a level that I felt like, oh, do I need to get there? Or I just felt like there was a certain level of honesty that I had not really expressed with God in terms of my faith and where I was at. And I think where you really submit to God that, God, like, I don't want to care about these things. I don't want to my desire is to know you. My desire is to be intimate with you. My desire is to be your just a faithful daughter to you, and honor you, and be a testament to others about how good you've been to me. Then and you really gain that confidence in that, whatever other people say, you don't really care for it. And I think that that's something I had to work on, because I think now in hindsight, the way I used to dress certain times, they were very questionable, so they definitely don't relate to your situation at all. But like, they were questionable. Sometimes I was rebuked in love. Sometimes some people, I just got the eyes. Sometimes some people will see the back and they'll be thinking, hey. Or if you come to my church, they'll just they'll wrap you, okay?
Oh my gosh.
They'll cover you.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I feel like it's been a whole journey with that. And that outwardly I would be like, oh, like, I don't care what people say, or I would be defensive, or sometimes it was just like whatever. But I think once I actually truly submitted that to God about how I felt, it allowed him to work on me in terms of, do I genuinely need to address certain issues, and if I did, what they were, and then get into that place of confidence and like feeling quite assured of this is where I'm at, and this is you know, what I feel comfortable to wear, and in a way that also glorifies God. And so whatever anyone has any views on that, it's not really my problem. And I think that's where we should all strive for, because when you get so, people are always gonna have certain opinions, and sometimes you just you need to be, the only thing you can control is being in a place where it's like you don't care about it.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I'll probably say on that part.
I love that. Literally surrender that whole situation to the Lord and allow him to speak into that situation rather than the external voices. I absolutely love that. That's so powerful. I never thought that would be something that you'd have to do. If that makes any sense. Like, say, God, I'm feeling judged by people about my tattoos. Like, take the situation, or I'm feeling da-da-da-da. Or like, I want to know what's my aesthetic, or like just actually surrendering it to God and being in his presence. He will speak into that situation for you. Wow.
Because I think as of late, even especially, I'm learning that so if a situation is causing me to question something about me, I need to, my first instance cannot be, what are they doing wrong? Or is what they're doing, is that wrong? I need to understand the why of why I feel that way. And should I be feeling that way? Yeah. Because that's what I have more control over. Yeah. So yeah, like I feel like, I've been trying to like focus on that more. And yeah, I feel like it helps when you feel like you have that power, as opposed to, oh, you did this and I don't like it. And you know, sometimes you gotta do that too, but yeah.
I love that. That's so empowering. So empowering.
Thank you, girl.
So yeah, sister, you heard what Rose said. You need to surrender that to the Lord. You need to give it to God. And we said the aesthetic is like the fruits of the spirit. Like, that's the Christian woman aesthetic. It's nothing to do with your dress sense. That is important at some point. There is a line. But the main thing is the fruits of the spirit. That's the priority. And that's your aesthetic.
Yes. Well, but thank you so much for the dilemma.
Thank you.
All right, so next dilemma is actually my dilemma. This is just
Okay.
it's my dilemma. I don't have like a serious dilemma. I just thought it would be good to discuss. So I'm gonna play this here.
Go for it.
And we're hoping the Abs is our genius with all the editing stuff, that she will crop it in and
do her thing.
So recently, so I don't know when this whenever this episode will come out, but there was a point when there was this video that was going viral about a Nigerian woman speaking to her in-law. You know that show?
Is it the plate one?
Family or
Yes.
Family or
Fiancé,
Fiancé,
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna play it because it's a bit mad.
I just want to talk a little bit about the task that I had today to speak with my mom, saying that when Brittany and I get married, Brittany is going to be priority.
Was it hard?
Even look at the mom's face.
It was not hard.
Okay.
Why do you think it's gonna be hard?
Because, even moving, I think, was hard for you.
If he didn't want to have a relationship, we wouldn't even be here today. He won't marry you.
I know that.
Okay. So, and since you and Judy have been living together, have I come to bother you?
Well, did I insinuate that
Right.
you did?
I don't know.
Okay, yes. If we can talk about a Valentine's night. You came over, made sure you ate, and then when you were finished, you expected me to take your plate.
In the Nigerian culture, you are supposed to take your
The
mother-in-law's
decimal has
plate.
changed.
If you know you want to marry my son, you are supposed to respect me.
Mom, can you...
No! Leave me alone!
What's your problem?
Stop it!
Wait. Now.
No! Stop it! You have to respect me. I'm not your man. She has to respect me.
He respects
She
me.
has to take my place.
Mom, listen.
Yeah, come on.
Hold on. No.
Listen to me.
Listen to me.
I don't want this.
Mom, listen. Mom, you just right now broke her heart.
She broke my heart too. Leave me alone.
Any other day...
Leave me alone. Don't be a whip for a woman.
I'm not being a wolf.
He's not being a
Embarrassed, feel it, ambassador. Okay? But why come on,
Don't be
embarrassed?
whipped for a woman.
Wait.
Just go.
Nonsense.
And I
It's nonsense. If you want to marry a Nigerian, you have to respect your elder.
Nothing.
No, big up the husband and his sister.
Yeah, but oh my god. Okay. but I think later on they went back and apologized. So the husband, the guy, he went with her and they apologized and they kneeled and went to say sorry to the mum. They went to say sorry to the mum. Yeah. So I have a lot of problems with this, or questions, right? But ultimately, the dilemma is, should in-laws be, are they entitled to respect? By the way, this disclaimer, this is not, I'm not talking about my situation or anything like that. I'm just saying in general, because I think there were certain points about this that I understand from the mother's perspective, but also definitely things I understand from the girl's perspective.
Yeah.
Like, why was the mum even there on Valentine's Day?
That's my question. So she should have been with her man on
Do you know what I
Valentine's
mean?
Day. Where was Uncle? What was he doing?
Yeah.
There's a huge culture clash.
Yeah,
Huge
yeah.
culture clash. Huge. Like she said, if you want to marry Nigerian, you...
Yeah. So I think personally, I definitely feel like parents-in-law, they deserve our respect.
Yeah.
But that respect cannot be demanded.
No.
And it also, I don't, this is like more of a personal thing for me. I get the whole thing that when you get married, like your in-laws become your parents as well. But low key, I still expect certain boundaries.
Right.
Like the way my mum would shout at me, I don't expect my mother-in-law to shout at me in the same way, because it's just, like there should just be a slight boundary with that.
Yeah.
Unless like we've established that our relationship is to that point. Even that. So I feel like with this, the mother cannot demand respect in that way.
No.
And also the way that she spoke to the girl, oh.
Yeah, in front of lots of other people.
Yeah.
And the girl didn't actually bring up that conversation. The mother-in-law brought that up. She said, are you insinuating that I,
Yeah.
It's such a techie one. Like you said, they do demand the respect. They do demand respect, and they are due respect. But I feel like that generation, they need to also work to make sure that we can maintain the respect for them. Like by the way she reacted, naturally people will lose respect for you, unfortunately. And then in the end, when you don't have respect, it's like now you're the villain. But actually, mum or mother-in-law, you've done something that has caused the breakdown in this respect or between us two. I think that the way she reacted was a bit mad. It was a bit too mad over a plate being washed or picked up.
Can't lie though. When she said you didn't take the plate, I was thinking, girl, you could have picked anything.
But she went for that.
She went for that. The aunties, they will lose it though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was even thinking, okay, so when my mother-in-law eat, do I take her? Usually she will even be the one I'll be like, oh, don't worry, I'll take it. I feel like with these things, it's based on a relationship thing. But generally, even my guests, if they come to my house, I want to take their plate.
Yeah.
I would want to take their plate. So I feel like I understand the mum's annoyance about the situation. I think that the way she went about it was very disrespectful. And it was like she was basically trying to let the girl feel like, if you're gonna act like you don't deserve my child, and to the point that she's calling her son a wimp. For a woman. That one, I don't know. Personally, for me, I would be like, run for the hills.
Darting, mate. Like, that's not. Yeah, it's not a nice thing to say to your son, because he's supposed to be like, him and his wife are meant to be this. Like they are meant to be above. Like she's supposed to be above. The wife is meant to be above the mother at this point when we're now becoming one. Obviously, this is a very unique situation because it's on the show Family Fiancé, which implies that it's
slight tension,
or you're trying to choose between the whatever. But honest conversations, that's what it highlights, like having honest and real conversations about your culture, where you come from, what your parents feel, what you feel. All of those kind of conversations need to happen before you get to fiancé stage, so that you as an individual can decide, I'm not trying to be in a family whereby X, Y, and Z happens, or whatever. Like, you know what your boundaries are, what's acceptable for you, because your mum, if you know that your mum's a bit of a raging bull, you got to tell your partner, my mum's a bit of a raging bull, fam. Like, I'm going to be real with you. So people have the choice to opt out if that's what they're not looking for. They're not trying to come into a family where the mother-in-law is a dinosaur or even like a dragon. No one wants that. You would just say, I don't want, so that you don't have these kind of situations. Yeah. Because it wasn't also, nice.
I feel like it helps with like knowing what battles to pick.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like I tell people all the time, when you marry somebody, you are literally marrying them and their family.
Facts.
That thinking of you're going to marry your partner and it'll just be you and them. My sister, I'm telling you that for free. You are marrying them and their family. They are marrying you and your family. Okay? So all your isms, all their isms, you're literally bringing it into the family. Yes, engagement is different, but the proximity is very close. So you there needs to be an awareness of like how they act, what are their values, how they handle certain situations, certain cultural differences, so that you don't go in blind in situations. And when you're dealing with your in-laws, you know how to sort of navigate that.
That's really important. That's so important, because if there is a breakdown in respect between the mother-in-law and their daughter-in-law, it is horrific. Not only for like the son, but for both people, for everyone, like you said, because you're marrying into a family. When you have children, it's a horrible experience, because you're like, probably you might say, I don't want my kids around that woman. I don't want my kids around my mother-in-law, because she doesn't chat nice about me, or she's just so much friction. So it's really important that you buy into, you know, like you said, and know what battles to pick. Like, she's going to flip the roof if you say something about cooking, or, you know, industrial cooking, or I don't know, whatever. Like, it's gonna hit the roof. So be aware. Like, pick your battles. Know when to speak, when not to speak. Blah blah blah. It's really important.
The guy went with her to apologize to the mother.
Okay.
And they said sorry. She shouldn't have. Basically, essentially, she said she shouldn't have said that.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I think that's okay. I think if she has realized that actually that was quite petty of me, or she felt that actually, it's in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big issue, but clearly it's affected her in such a way. If you feel convicted to apologize, then fine. Also, it was done in the presence of lots of other people as well. So if you feel like you may have humiliated her in the presence of her own family and whatnot, then fine. If you have that conviction, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. But my question is, did the mother-in-law apologize? Did she?
Because I think that's all. Like, I don't know how I felt about the whole apology, because like it only acknowledged that she's done something wrong. And I think in terms of maybe she might have said something out of naivety, but in the grand scheme of things, I think the mum was the offender. I can't remember if she apologized. I think she basically said something about you know, she loves whoever her son loves or whatever. Mother-in-laws will say this, but you don't know what they feel really and truly. But I personally feel like it should have been, in this situation, if this was like a real life situation, I would have expected the guy to speak to the mum. Even if, because, you know, some African parents, they have pride. They don't really like saying sorry and all this stuff. It would be nice for the mum to apologise to the girl, but the guy should correct the mum when situations are calm. Because he was also trying to shout at the mum. I was thinking, I know where you're getting the shouting from. Because how could you be screaming at your mum like that? But like, I feel like it should have been, he should have corrected the mum. And then if you know, an apology and just broker that conversation, you know, mum, I know you shouldn't. They're like, honey, my honey is sorry, mum, you shouldn't have also said that to her. But I think that would have been the best. But the whole like, kneeling, having to, she was kneeling, all this stuff, saying, "Mommy, I'm sorry."
It was a bit too much. It felt too much.
Yeah, it was too much. So yeah, I think that's probably what I will say. But yeah, dynamics with family, apply wisdom, pray about it. If you know your partner, their mother is girl, be praying now. Be giving the name to God now. Say, God, give me the wisdom to navigate this relationship, because when you marry someone, you marry their whole family.
100%. Yeah.
Okay,
girls. Well, those are the only dilemmas we have for you guys today. But please keep sending them in. They are juicy, they are exciting, and please send them. You already know our email address is preachitsispod@gmail.com. And you can also DM us as well on Instagram and stuff. But don't forget to follow us on all of our social platforms at preachitsispod.
Well, guys, we'll catch you later, and our next one, our good sis, I would say, will be
back.
All right, bye.
Bye.